On the afternoon of May 12th, the atmosphere inside a modest hotel room at the Marriott Marquis in downtown Chicago was charged with a mix of anticipation, nerves, and hope. Cooper Flagg's immediate family was gathered there. His twin brother Ace, just a minute older, his father Ralph, and his mother Kelly, preparing for a night that could very well reshape the trajectory of one of basketball's brightest young stars. Flagg, a Duke freshman and one of the most hyped prospects in years, was expected to hear his name called as the number 1 pick. First overall pick in the upcoming 2025 NBA Draft Lottery. The event was set to begin at 7 p.m. local time inside the McCormick Place Convention Center, just a short walk from their hotel. But before heading out, the family huddled together for a final intimate conversation about the future. A conversation they had rehearsed countless times before. Months of preparation had led to this moment, where the most likely landing spots for Flagg, the Washington Wizards, Utah Jazz, and Charlotte Hornets, were analyzed again, with a focus on what each city could mean for the 18-year-old phenom. Washington was an appealing option for its proximity to Maine and North Carolina, states where the Flagg family spent much of their time. Charlotte also had geographic allure and boasted a passionate fan base familiar with Duke alums. Utah carried sentimental value, with Jazz Q Danny Ainge's legacy echoing the Celtics teams of the 1980s, teams that Ralph and Kelly admired deeply and introduced to their sons early on. But amidst the hopeful talk lay an undeniable and unsettling truth. Cooper Flagg had never truly experienced the grind of losing basketball at any level. The fiercely competitive young star was on the precipice of stepping into a league where he might be forced to endure just the. Duke's coach John Shire voiced the concern plainly to ESPN. "It would be hard for me to imagine Cooper going through a season with a lot of losing." Ralph Flagg echoed that unease. "It was something we talked about," he admitted. With their minds occupied by the gravity of the moment, the family made their way to the convention center. Flagg's agents had warned them about the intense scrutiny. Cameras would capture every smile, every blink, every reaction during the lottery's live announcement, and the world would interpret any emotion as a headline. The advice was clear: stay composed, stay neutral. Flagg took a prime seat in the front row beside Duke teammate Con Knoopel. Behind them sat Ralph, Kelly, Ace, and Flagg's longtime trainer, Matt McKenzie. Together, they fixed their eyes on NBA Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum as he rattled off the first 10 picks in a breathless 2 minutes and 15 seconds sequence. The results? Nothing short of seismic. The Wizards and Jazz, favored to land top selections, slipped dramatically out of the top 4. Instead, the Dallas Mavericks and San Antonio Spurs surged into the spotlight. The Flagg family tried to mask their shock, the implications sinking in slowly. For a moment, Flagg dared to dream about teaming up with the Spurs' towering 7'5" Victor Wembanyama, the NBA's latest prodigy and the Spurs' prized 2023 top pick. But the real bombshell came seconds later. Mark Tatum announced the Charlotte Hornets would pick 4th, confirming the top 3 were locked in: the Dallas Mavericks, San Antonio Spurs, and Philadelphia 76ers. According to ESPN research, the odds of this exact outcome happening were a mere 1%. And then, in a stunning twist, the Mavericks, who came into the night with just a 1.8% chance of winning the lottery, emerged victorious. The Dallas Mavericks had just pulled off one of the most dramatic lottery leaps in NBA history, the biggest jump since the league revamped its lottery format in 2019, soaring 10 spots from near the bottom to the top pick. In that instant, Everything the Flagg family had planned, all their mental prep and scenarios, was upended. The basketball world was ruined. The Mavericks franchise, still reeling from the shockwaves of their midseason trade of superstar Luka Doncic, suddenly had a new beacon of hope. Cooper Flagg, a generational talent poised to be the centerpiece of their future. From their vantage point, the family remained composed, even as disbelief lingered. Dallas wasn't even on our bingo card, Ralph confessed later. Messages flooded in. Were they happy? Were they sad? Why weren't they cheating? Did they realize the monumental shift that had just occurred? Their minds raced, navigating the surreal reality.